veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join me this particular morning. I do hope you're all doing well. Thank you once again for the continued growth of the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 24,000 subscribers. I hope we'll get there soon, but we haven't streamed consistently, so that's fine. But we are here to talk about Chelsea's home game against Noah FC. I like that name. It reminds me of a movie, but I don't want to talk about it right now. Yeah, I don't know anything about the team. We'll go to Fatma, but look at where they are in the table in their respective in their league, their current form, everything. We will look at all those things, but more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well once again, and we will scout for news. We're not going to slip here today, but we'll definitely scout for news. Not too much out there to address, but definitely chances are as the show progresses with a lot of stuff will emerge, and be rest assured if anything progresses, this will be the first place you'll hear about it. So I appreciate you all, and we have the CEO of Chelsea FC jingles in and Jude Mesole, my bro, my New York bro. Thank you for your showing maturity. I haven't called you and you understand my situation, but I'll find time to call you so we can relax and have a conversation as usual. He commissioned the like button today. Thank you. That's a first, right? But congratulations. What do you get for that? A high five. I hope that will do it for you. But nice to see you. You know what to do. And a big up, IB. Nice to see you. How you doing now? I hope so you did well. I appreciate you finding the time to be part of this particular show. And I have my bro and the captain of the house, and Constantine Dunn. Big up, big up, big up, big up to you. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join me on the panel today. Give me 1 second, people. Let me bring in Dante, even though I don't like him. Yep. Who else do we have here in the chat? As usual, your ID, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. Dante, welcome to the panel. Anything you want to talk about first, even before we go news hunting? As I said, not too much out there. Let me go to Vince's his feed. That's what it's called. It's called. But Dante, let's hear you. How are you doing, man? Big up, bro.
Big up, everyone. Yeah, just a little bit late. Actually, that's a good time. Not only 19 minutes today, so you did very well. It's not bad at all. Very good. So you started very well.
Mm.
And you got the coffee going as well. Perfect.
Yeah, considering 10 minutes of intro, right?
Exactly. A lot of extra time. Yeah. Yeah, coach. Yeah, there's not too much happening. Obviously, the game thing. There's not that much news around, like you said, but I'm sure we can find something. There's always something to talk about.
Oh, definitely. And how well do you know Noah FC? How well do you know them? Is it from what country?
Armenia.
Armenia. Yeah, I did see something to that effect. You
Yeah, the
don't know much
Armenians. Yes.
about them.
Yeah, look, I don't know nothing about him. I don't think anyone knows anything about him. Even Maresca said he didn't know, but he obviously watched a few games, obviously for analysis. So yeah, they're a minnow. They're a small team, low budget. Look, this should be the easiest game we've
But
had so far this
the,
season.
the fact that they're low budget side makes it even more dangerous because the manager, he will be, let me say, inclined to use fringe players, and also we have inexperienced players. It's easy for the mindset that yeah, we've already won this game to set in, making it a very very problematic encounter, in my opinion.
Yeah, not in this one. I don't think in this one. There's a big gap in there's a massive gap. So I think we should be pretty comfortable with this. And the guys he's going to put out there, yeah, they're fringe players, but they're very good players still. We've got it'll still be quite a strong squad. So yeah, I don't see this game being a problem. The interesting about Noah, they play an attacking based of football in their country because they're the
They're
team
probably
there.
one of the best in their country, which is
Yeah,
why
they're
they.
the team. They're the
Yeah.
top team there. So they play attacking football, but they won't be doing that against us. They cannot play that against us, obviously. And Maresca did say in the press conference he's not sure how they're going to come, but most likely will be a defensive setup because they just won't be able to. So it's something new for them as well. They don't really play these games. They're always the ones in charge, always attacking, always. And now they come up against a team like us, so it's very different for them. But it will be very difficult for Noah. Because, like I said, there's a big gap in talent as well. So even fitness and just there's quite a lot there, coach. So I think we should have no problem with this one, and especially when you know um, games because we are at home, aren't we? I'm pretty sure we're at home, if I remember.
Yeah, we're home. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. These
especially at
days,
home.
that I
Intimidating.
wasn't too sure. I had to check too.
Yeah, intimidating pitch at home. Yeah, it's hard for these teams to come there. Some of the big teams struggle to come to, like I was saying, on the smaller pitches, especially when the crowd's close. It's very intimidating for some other teams that come to. A lot of the Italian teams that come, they struggle all the time. So yeah, for them, it's going to be very difficult, especially because they play how they usually play and how they're going to have to play. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them. Good experience for them, but for us, yeah, it should be a very comfortable win, in my opinion.
Yeah, as Nigerians will always say, easier said than done. Like I say, it's a tricky game. Especially if we play lots of the not so experienced players we have, the French players, and they go into the game with the mindset, yeah, this one is in the bags. Then we're in trouble. But we should be able to
Yeah,
beat
I said
them
that we said that
convincingly.
Panathinaikos and so the other conference leagues teams we played, and we pretty much walked all over them. You saw the big difference in class, even against
Mhm.
those. So this is going down even a couple more levels there. Yeah, so yeah, I don't see it being a problem, and it should not be a problem, and should be pretty easy, in my opinion. Yeah, I think easily I'd be saying that on the record for 3-0. Yeah, 3+, easily 3+.
I hope so. Let's say hello to those in the chat. I appreciate you all. I've said hello to Dante. And we have users saying 777 saying it's going to be 70. I don't like it when I see this. And I get it. It's easy for you to just plug in 7 there. You have 3 sevens in your name. So even though probably you didn't know when you chose the number 7. Founded in 2017. Pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, with
Pretty
that name as
young.
well.
They're,
Yeah,
they're about 7 years old.
it's a newer team.
Yeah. They're about 7 years old. No wonder why it was easy for you to plug in seven there. So Dante, are you on the record for 3-0? It could be a lot more, but there's no guarantee what's going to happen in this sort of game where you don't know the mindset of the players. And Dante, let's talk about this quickly. I'm a bit concerned with regards to Christopher Nkunku's body language on the pitch. I want to know, maybe I'm seeing it differently, but let's hear from you. And if in fact he's coming across as this, he did come across it. He truthfully was disinterested, as I thought he was on the last day I saw him on the pitch playing for Chelsea. It's an issue for me, but I don't know. Maybe you see it differently. But let's say, are you concerned with regards to his body language?
I think that's just his like overall demeanor. Like that's just how he looks. I think that's also a part of it.
I don't think there's
Uh,
anything to it.
yeah, I think that adds to it a little bit more. Obviously, him, not playing in the Premier League. He's come on a lot of the games, but he didn't come on last time. But look, I don't see it too much of a problem. I think it's just him playing. Let's not forget he's playing as a striker, and he's playing against all the low block teams. Not really his position at all, a striker. The man leading the line, it's not. He's never played there. Even at Red Bull, he's the one that he was the second striker. He had a 6'4" guy always in front of him, and he was the second striker. So he was always behind the ball. Not now he's the main attacking. So it's not really his position. So we know that against low blocks, that makes it even more difficult. Uh, the body language, like I said, I think it's demeanor. I've seen him play at Red Bull. He always looks the same. That's just how he looks and how he is. I think, yeah, it's a bit deceiving, that one. Is he disappointed? I'm sure he's disappointed he's not in the first team, but I'm sure he also understands it. Even though he scored a lot of goals this season, he hasn't been really in the best form, especially the last few games. He hasn't done. Yeah, he scored a penalty, scored there, had one touch and scored, but he hasn't been like in the best of form. Like he's not giving
Maybe
Jackson
that,
really
that maybe
a
that's
headache.
why I'm seeing it. I'm concluding that, yeah, that he's looked disinterested. I could be wrong,
Mm,
but go ahead.
look, I don't think he's disinterested. Like I said, I think it's just how he looks. And I would say it if I've seen him act differently and play differently, but I've looked at Red Bull and he had the same demeanor pretty much. It's just how he is. Some players have that. They look like that. They look like they're not, but they're actually doing quite a lot. So yeah, look, we'll have to wait and see. Maresca touched on this a little bit in the press conference, which I was watching before I came on, and he
Mhm.
said, yeah, he's not playing in his right position. He's playing. Um, He's playing in a striker role, which he's never really played before. He knows that his preferred role is the second striker, or in an attacking midfield in with two tens, not just 110. He goes, that's what he's played, and that's what he's most comfortable. Maresca said he knows this, but unfortunately, Palmer's there ahead of him now, and also Jackson's obviously the striker. And like I said, has he really given Jackson like to challenge Jackson? I know Jackson
I
hasn't been
don't think
always
he's
the
been
best, especially
challenged.
against low block teams, but he hasn't really,
Mhm.
put his foot forward the last few games, saying, "All right, I'm knocking on the door. I'm coming. I'm taking your spot." We haven't seen that.
But at
So
one time, I thought he knocked down the door. Actually, maybe
yeah, the
because the
start of the
manager
season, yeah, and I thought as
didn't
well.
yeah,
I
maybe the manager didn't follow it up with, I would say rewarding him with a start in the Premier League. I think it was after that when we thought he was going to start in the Premier League. After 2 3 games, when people strongly did believe that he was going to start games, he didn't start. And then the next game I saw him on the pitch, he came across as if he was disinterested or not happy. Just I read meaning into it, which I have
yeah,
every right to, given the situation. I followed him, and
yeah,
at
yeah,
the time my response, somebody did say something to the effect of him knocking at the door, and I told him he's already knocked down the door. The manager better reward him now. Maybe that time the timing is gone. Even if the manager tries to reward him now, he's not going to perform at the highest level. But go ahead with what you were saying. Sorry for cutting you
and
off.
yeah, that's one tiny little criticism I had of Maresca too. That's what I remember. I said he should be starting, especially I think it was against Bournemouth, the low block, really low block they were playing. I said
Mhm.
Nkunku should be starting that game. I think it's time he starts against low blocks because with the better players out there, he'll do much better because we know Jackson is just not effective against low blocks at all. But Nkunku still gets in a couple of good spots, and at least he puts them away when he does get them. He doesn't need many chances. So I thought as well, but Maresca obviously went for Jackson. He backed Jackson, and yeah, Jackson didn't work out in that game. Nkunku did come on eventually, but yeah, look, it's a long season, coach. It's still pretty early. We've got to understand. It's only 10 games in, so it's a very long season. One little injury to Jackson, and who's next in line, basically?
Him.
Nkunku. He'll be playing every game. So it's a long season. So especially the way Jackson plays with his running and going back and taking players on and high speed and quick turns, there's always there for an injury like hamstring or something. There's always going to be something or niggle or something. So Nkunku will get his chance. He will get his chance. And yeah, he hasn't really been knocking on the door, unfortunately, the last probably 4 games.
I mean,
He'll regress, in
he's
my
not
opinion.
enough that his knuckles, you can say, are paining him. He had to take a break from knocking, but go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's about it, coach. Yeah, I think he will get his chance sooner rather than later. And
Yeah, I'm just
especially after,
concerned if he gets to a point where he feels like he's done enough and it's not given a chance, then he starts showing descent. And irrespective of how informed he'd been before that time, before he starts losing interest, that's it. For the season, it's going to be crappy. It will take a lot to life. You can
well,
see,
just another
yeah.
example. For
Mhm.
example, at the moment, Palmer is under an injury cloud, right? What if Palmer's out for a couple of games or the next game? I mean, he's got a chance to play behind Jackson. He can play in
Yeah.
that position.
And
Yeah.
you could say this is it's a good thing actually to see players not happy that they're not playing, but not to the extent, not to the extent that you start suspecting that they're not interested anymore. Probably not going to give it. Not going to show the same level of form they showed when probably you should have rewarded them to keep them working hard. Um, he's a good player. He's not a fringe player, in my opinion, if you get the point. But if we're going by the definition, given the way things are right now, he's a fringe player. Well, we know he's an excellent player, probably one of the best finishers we have currently at the club. Go ahead if you were still talking. Apologies again for cutting you
All
off.
right. You don't need to say sorry, coach. Remember.
Okay, yeah. I totally forgot.
um. Yeah, pretty much what you said as well, exactly. But I'm not looking at the way I know what you mean, the body language, but look, we don't see behind the scenes. We don't see how he trains. There's a lot that we don't see. So what if he hasn't really been training that well? There's a lot of little things we don't know. So like I said again, he'll get his chance, I think, and he just looks that way because how he plays and the way his demeanor to me, like I said, I don't see it much of a problem yet. He hasn't come out or said anything or made any comments when he got interviewed. He's got to work hard and just trying to get better. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to knuckle down, get hard, play really well, and he will force his way into the squad. But like I said, the last 4 or 5 games, he hasn't been doing that. So yeah, we'll have to just wait and see on this one.
All right. Rain, nice to see you, Rain. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. How have you been? Yeah, Maresca, there's a news it just popped up in my was it fifth stand app. It says Maresca confirms academy duo to be involved. Enzo Maresca has confirmed Chelsea academy duo in Tariq George and Tariq George, is that the correct spelling? Okay. Tariq George. To remember the spelling, I have to pronounce it Tariqwe. Tariq George and Sam Raksaki. Sam Razaki, is that why spell it like that? Sam Razaki are likely to be in our matchday squad for tonight's Conference League clash with Noah FC. FC Noah, the FC comes first. The pair are just two of the exciting talents to progress through our academy recently, hoping to follow in the footsteps of players like Levi Cowell and Reece James by establishing themselves as first-team regulars. George featured for Maresca's men during our preseason. We know that, and all that followed there. But Dante, I don't know if you know Samuel Rakzaki. Sorry if I'm butchering his name. Can you tell us about him if you know him? I know nothing about him. I'd be lying if I say, that I know his profile.
Yeah, look, I've seen him a couple of times play. I'm actually surprised he's one of the ones that like they chose. I think there's probably a few ahead of him that would have, would have made the jump to get that experience in them. But obviously, they have a plan for him, and they just want to see obviously how he goes. And they both will be in the squad. He pretty much he confirmed that they will be in the squad. So look, he's a midfielder basically, coach. So again, the youth levels, he's in the youth level, they play everywhere. Like one game they're attacking midfield, one game they're center midfield, one game is deeper, one game is on the right wing, one game is on the left wing, one game he's even played up front. Like
So he's still you can say he has an identity crisis issue to address before.
Yeah, a lot of them do that, unfortunately, because now they're like
at that age, right?
At that age, right when you're sort of changing, all of a sudden they got this big growth spurt, and a lot changes at that age, and that's why a lot of the players you see, when I go back and look at some players, they were right backs, and then 2 years later, they're center forwards or wingers. Their bodies
Reece
change
James
so
was
much.
a striker.
Yeah. So their bodies changes so much that they just,
or maybe
it's hard to find a spot for them. So
let's see this way quickly. Keats, you've heard. I'm sure you've heard. Maybe your boy. I don't know how well he speaks right now. I've no Keats that tell you today. He tells you he wants to be a doctor tomorrow. He wants to be a pilot, and whatever he tells you he wants to be on that day is what he's going to be. Yeah, exactly. So you could say at the age of 17, 16, and you're probably not too sure where they're going to fit in. Or sometimes maybe when they emerge from the academy, whenever there's space in the first team is where they start playing and continue playing there, and that's it. My opinion. See how what's it again? This kid that left us for Newcastle United, he's become a left back, right? You know who I'm talking about? Who
did you say? Sorry,
he's become a left back.
Lewis Hall.
Hall,
Yeah.
Lewis Hall, right? But he was a midfielder.
He was a central midfielder in the academy. Yeah, most of the time he was a central midfielder. Then a little bit of defensive midfield. Then he went left midfield. He then played left wing, and then he eventually played a bit of left wing back. And for us, then left back, and like I said, some of these players till they find their right. If they don't really nail that,
it'd be correct to say sometimes where the path from the academy to the first team leads them is where they usually, in some cases, continue with.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I said, it's because their body changes so much, especially if they get the growth spurt and they grow 2 to 3 inches taller. It really then they can't play that position then because they're too tall, or they're too heavy, or they're too light, or there's so much involved, unfortunately. But Rak-Sakyi, he's just basically a midfielder, central midfielder. He plays all across the midfield, doesn't matter where. Can play in attacking positions, but he's a good player. He's had some nice highlights, but he wasn't one of the ones that I would say that would have taken the next step. But obviously they've seen something in him. So I don't know if he's going to get game time. I really hope they do, especially if we're up 4-5-0. Just give him a good half an hour, 40 minutes. Give him a good even half an hour. Let him play, and let's see what they have. That's when you know if you have something there or not.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Who do we have there? Rainab said hello to you. I appreciate you. And Lindsay, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Leave the code to Cole. All right. Thank you once again, Rain. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. He should play Emeka. I don't know if this kids play and Carney doesn't play. I don't have any issues with that. But you think that since again, given the profile of the team or their strength, that Carney Chukwuemeka should be starting. But again, it's important to also to know. I mean, it's difficult to say. you could argue we need to play him so that potential buyers will see him and see what he's capable of doing. At the same time, you or some would tell you the club's priority should be to feature players they believe the club believes have a future here. In my opinion, I'm not sure what to make of Carney Chukwuemeka's situation. He's a player I like, and I've said before. I'm not going to be selfish. I'd rather him leave, go where he gets to play week in, week out. He's that talented.
Yeah,
He is
yeah.
that talented, and he's capable of, you could say, reaching a great heights in football. That is if he stays fit. Let's be honest there. But let's hear what do you make of his situation, really, Dante?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Look, they told him that he's not really going to be that involved, and they were looking to loan him out. They
So
did tell him,
wouldn't it be
made it very
important with
clear.
that say? Wouldn't it be important to play him so that you can say your sample of product you want to sell? Let's just leave it at that. But go ahead
Yeah,
with what
yeah,
you're
coach.
saying.
But again, it goes back. Go back to we don't know off the field and training what happens. What if he's got an attitude? What if he said something? There's a lot of factors that we don't know. So
Mhm.
he's a good player. It's interesting that we don't see him because he's a very good enough player to play 100%. Is there something again in the behind the scenes that we don't know? Uh, something he said or his plans for next year or for his plans for January. We don't know. So maybe he's already made up their mind. So, like you said, one thing that we have found out about the new owners and this new setup, especially with Maresca, that if they say something or they hint a little bit, even if uh, they hint that they're going to leave or that they're not going to re-sign or something, yeah, okay, you're not going to play. You're just going to, train there, but you're not playing. Simple.
They
So it
don't.
could be a
I don't
case of
think they're
something like
into
that with him
wasting
as
their
well.
resources. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. That's in the case of what's his name,
Like
Achenbong,
Achipong,
who
basically like
refused to sign
Achipong,
a new
coach. Yeah,
contract. Then yeah, it makes sense for them to say, okay, we're not going to waste our resources developing you for someone else to come take you. It's either you agree to our terms, yeah, we know we're parting ways. So just leave. But go ahead with what you were saying.
yeah. So there's a lot of that's what I mean. There's a lot of factors. Carney maybe didn't want to go on loan, so he said, "No, I'm not going on loan." Or the loans that they found for him, he didn't want to go because the player can do that as well. So um, there was talk about selling him as well. So look, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But one thing is clear: if you show just any little intent that you're not part of the future or that you're not going to be here or the attitude is not right, you will not get a chance and you won't be playing.
Yeah, I do think very soon I'm gonna start saying HERE like Australian here, and I like that a lot. I
Which
like
one?
that a
Here.
lot. First person that I think I learned, I heard say it that way, Matt. I think he's been busy right now, doesn't stream a lot, but I like the way you say that, pronounce that word. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Lean, get better. Now I understand the emojis you use. You have a code. Sorry to hear that. Get better, please, brother. Another season for Hall. He might be a goalkeeper. Is he talking about Lewis Hall? The way
It
he's
would
moved
be, yeah.
from one place to another, right? Imagine if this game ends 2-2 draw. They're gonna smoke us on social media. And my bro is in the house, Almighty Blues FC, and also Almighty Sports Plus. Nice to see you, my brother, from another mother. We've come a long way. Sorry we haven't talked of late. I need to brief you on how things are. Why we've not been streaming consistently. Dante already knows because we're that close. But yeah, nice to see you here, bro. I do hope you're doing well. And if you're in the chat, let's hear from you. Are you looking forward to the game? And we have big up to you too, Jay. Nice to see you. And please go check out my bro's YouTube channel. I don't know why I haven't created a command for him. Click the three dots to his name. Click on go to channel. Please subscribe. Let's help him grow. He's doing well. He should have at least 20,000 subscribers. Big up to you too, Jay. Nice to see you, my bro. I hope you're doing well. Let's all get the likes up, people. 10 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. That's because we've been streaming for 39 minutes now. Why are the likes low? Well, I don't blame you guys. We haven't streamed consistently. So probably people don't know that we're online. It will be a loss selling Carney. Loan him out, not sell him. I think it depends on his relationship with the club. irrespective of how good you are, there are some things I don't know what exactly. Like for instance, I don't know. Maybe if the club are willing, I'm not sure how else to explain it. There's a lot more to the club's decision to keep or sell a player. Everything has to be in place. Everything has to be in place. If the player feels like he needs to, again, the chances that the player is maybe he wants to leave on a permanent. If the club, he doesn't want to go out on loan, maybe there are clubs that are interested in signing him on a permanent and he's interested in going there, then it becomes an issue. You can't force him to go out on loan. If you see that he's set his mind on leaving the club. What can Bloody Mudryk cook? He's not useless. Murray Edwards, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. He's a good player. He's had issues. There are reasons. You can say for. There's a one can you can say there are you can say plausible reasons why he hasn't performed at that level. We expect him to perform since he joined Chelsea Football Club. According to Wow. According to my sources, KD8 was seen cleaning Carney's shoes and Maresca don't like it. Go. Just get the heck out of here with your nonsense. Okay, I'm in trouble now. All right, I'm gonna do it anyway, even though I have code. Why didn't I think about that? Hit the likes up, people. More likes, and big up, guys. Big up to you too, Larry Sadiq. Nice to see you, Mr. Sadiq. I do hope you're doing well. Some people are probably still asleep. Yeah, I agree. So, Dante, did you see that? Did you see that? You had to be the one to do this to me. And I have a code. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, the promise is that I will sing in my native language if somebody meets at that goal. And my bro from another mother, he's met the goal. Did I set it that simple, really? Did he meet the goal? He did. Oh
No.
my goodness. It was but gosh. All right, I have to do it anyway.
Coach, I'll pay so you don't do it, please.
I'm just gonna do it for a bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me try. Even though I have a code. Oh my gosh. Okay. Valu Chineken. Valu Mema. Valu Chineyamundu. Valu Yama. Valu Mema. That's it. I have a code. I can't sing for long, but I did my best anyway.
Not bad, Coach. R. Kelly vibes.
Oh no, listen, I'm not the best, but I believe I can sing. At least I believe I can. Even though I have code, I think I did my best. Thank you.
What were you singing, Coach?
It means in my dialect it means thank you, my God. Thank you, the good Lord that does good, something to that effect. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I did my best, even though I have code.
We're gonna have to do one when you don't have a cold.
If we do one when I don't have a code, I can sing R&B for you too. And I'm serious, really. All right, thank you. I appreciate that, my bro. I appreciate all the love you've shown me. Again, I think we've come a long way, and you don't have to do that. Whenever I do anything on your stream, I do that from the bottom of my heart, not seeking for anything in return. But thank you. I appreciate that. You've made me now embarrass myself in front of the viewers, but it's all good. Rain, thank you, Rain. Rain applauded me. Did I do that well, Dante? I know you're never going to tell me I did well.
No, you didn't do that well, no.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. But I've forgotten the song, the lyrics of the song actually. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Much love to you. I appreciate all the love you've shown me. Your voice, really, I'm blushing. All right, let's get into the news we have lined up here. That's Pedro Neto. And I think this is it Vince's Vince quoting him here. Pedro Neto says when he arrived at Chelsea, he was really thankful, but he had been injured, and that's correct. He played in European Championship without a lot of game before that. So I came here and said to myself I said to myself straight away that I had to take time. That I had to take time. I had to be strong mentally because through tough times with injuries, I knew it would take time to get into the best shape. And here I am today, working hard and trying to get into the best shape I can. At the moment, I feel really good. I'm happy. I think the last game he was good. He could have gotten a goal too. He's starting to show that level, but I still have that concern, which I'm not going to get into today. Dante, you know what I said, because I can't prove that's the case. Really, small sample size. Hopefully, up close, he still showed the same, the sort of form he showed at Wolves. So I don't know anything else you want to say, Dante, before we move on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, with Neto, but look, he's improved. Just like he's saying there, he's got fitter. He's looked better. The last couple of games, in my opinion, he's earned that starting spot on the right wing. In my opinion, over Madueke, he should be starting there from now on. Madueke needs to win that spot back if he wants it. But I think that change, and it looks like Maresca has actually made that pretty much that change. He looks like he's ahead of him. So it's good to see. And yeah, he's got he's still got a little bit to go. And if he's got a little bit to go, he's already very good. So yeah, I think he's going to be a very important player going forward.
He will be. And Madueke, he has a situation right now, or maybe not quite there yet. If we're not that quite there yet, we're getting there, and that's because if Pedro keeps that level of showing that level of performance, he moves to the right, and Sanchez stays on the left. So now Madueke now will become a fringe player, and I know probably he start. You could say. Sulking on the pitch if you see him. He was awful in the last game, in my opinion. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Exactly. I was going to say against Man United, what did he do? Oh, nothing. He was very bad, actually. So
he was awful, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a change. Looks like Maresca, like I said, is going to make it. But let's hope he makes it, because I think I'll go back to this again. It's not good to let a player get that many games that he's not performing and not doing too much in. It just doesn't look good for the rest of the players. So he needs to make these changes and reward the ones that are in form and that are doing much better. So yeah, hopefully we'll see that change.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. So anything else? Let's look for more news here. My bro says I said I sang well, and Jude Oladipo Mesole says Coach the Choir Master. I can actually sing that song in Yoruba too, but I'm not doing that now. Maybe I'll set another target. So let's see if anything new has emerged. I did have Vincent's I have Vincent's what's it called? Feed open. And quickly, we're working on our own app. I'm not going to leave Twitter, but if it depends. We're working on our own mini blog kind of app. We're working on the web version. I don't know how to develop mobile apps, but once we're done with the web version, we start bringing people in. Only Chelsea Perspective family members, to be more specific. You can join the app, invite your friends as it grows. Maybe we'll start communicating there strictly. I think, yeah, I mean, it's like building our own house and keep it strictly football, strictly Chelsea, nothing else. And it's almost ready. It has the basics. It has like posting, reposting, responding to posts. It has blocking, because yeah, even within our community, I'm quite sure there are people you don't want to talk to. Oh yeah, there you go. This man here, Omari Kellyman. Yeah. I forgot we signed him. This year is signed by Bobby Vincent. He's quoting Bobby Vincent. FL, is that Florida? Is that what it stands for? Kellyman is targeting a return to regular training at Cobham by the end of November during his rehabilitation program, which has seen him on the sidelines for over 2 months. Kellyman has been working on increasing muscles. That's serious. He's working on adding more meat.
More meat, yeah. No ball work.
All right. Could you need to sing some Two Face song? I like Two Face. Whichever song, probably the one you're not gonna like. But I'd rather not sing any artists, any Nigerian musicians' song. Enzo Maresca, if you don't play Sunday in the Premier League and we have a Thursday in the Conference League, and from Sunday to Thursday you don't train well, then you want to play on Thursday. Wow. Then you don't play on Sunday. On Thursday, the players deserve respect. I think these probably this justifies what you said about we don't know what's going on, how he trains and all that, whether he has an attitude. I would say this justify that argument, Dante. When you say,
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot behind the scenes we don't see. How they're eating, their diets, for example, how their body fat levels, what they're keeping it at. All these things they look at and they measure it nearly every week at training, and it's just a little bit off, and they're like, no, you need to lose that, otherwise no. So there's a lot of stuff we don't see at the professional top level. It's pretty crazy these days how much stuff there is. All the analytics, uh, how much sleep they get monitored, absolutely everything. They got on their wrist how much to see how much they sleep. So they're on with their control. Their lives are pretty controlled by the clubs.
Mhm.
They see everything they do, how long they sleep, how long what they do, and if they're not quite following it properly, and Maresca is that type of guy. He's a man manager. Micromanager. He looks at those things. Our ex didn't care, so he probably, whatever. You can see that.
Only feels like you can all run it out. You can,
Correct. So
if you run enough, you'd be able to deal with it. But go ahead, what
correct.
you're saying.
Yeah, he can run anything off. um, so yeah, he looks at all these things, Maresca. He's a micromanager, and unfortunately, if you do some of the little things that you don't do right, like he's saying there, he's just not going to play you.
Hmm. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. Let me see what else we have here. Enzo Maresca, we've read that one. Something else here from Enzo Maresca too. Also, Casadei on Enzo Maresca. I really like him. He likes to play with the ball, and he has and he has different ideas from all the rest of the managers. He has his own ideas, and I think this is very important. That's actually what defines top level managers. Um, Not being what's the language I'm looking for? You can say not being traditional, maybe being unorthodox in a good way. He has his own ideas, and I think this is very important for us because he can drive us in the right direction. He is very clear. Whatever he says next, I just don't want to
Yeah.
try to expand it. Usually, when I do that, we start having issues. And then let's say this quickly. I've said this probably 1,000 times. His openness, you could say his tendency, or maybe his preferred approach of not sticking to a particular approach for every, you could say for every game, finding
Mm.
tweaking things around based on the opposition. I think that's the reason why we've done as well as we've done this season. I get it. People are still arguing we haven't beaten any of the top six teams. The top six has changed, and Brighton is one of those top teams. And they,
Forest. Yeah.
yeah. But go ahead if you have to add, if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, look, 100%, but that also can be a problem as well for a lot of these coaches. A lot of the top coaches do this, but it can cause a problem as well. They just overcomplicate things and they make too many tweaks, too many changes. They look at it, they try to do too much basically, and then it doesn't quite work out. And we've seen that a little bit from Maresca the last couple of games. I think he's just trying too hard to change things up when he should have kept it maybe a little bit more simple. Just keep a balance, not go overboard and play James left back, put Gusto in the 10 all of a sudden when he went a little bit too, I think a little bit too much. But all the great coaches, they do that, especially if you look at Pep Guardiola, which he's learned a lot of, obviously. He did that a lot. He used to do that a lot the first few seasons. If you remember, especially against us in the Champions League, remember he did that. So
And
it,
he did it, and then it worked in our favor on that day.
well, this is the thing. Like I said, it's dangerous sometimes. You can change. You're just trying too much to change a bit too much, and you're trying something new a bit too often, and it can backfire. So yeah, he's got to find that right balance. because he's, like I said, he's a micromanager. You can see him; he's always working. He says he's the first one at 7 a.m. in the morning, and training doesn't start till 11. So he's the first one at 7 a.m. The other coaches come, around 9. He was saying in the interview, so he's there 2 hours before everyone else. You're already starting work and looking and analyzing stuff. And he said he leaves the last that night basically as well. So he leaves at 7 p.m. basically from Cobham.
Yeah, and
So
we've heard him talk about the volume of games he watch.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, he
he
watches to
watched it.
prepare
So he does a
for the
lot.
opposition. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
he does a lot. I think it's good, but he's got to balance it out, not to overthink things, but also not to burn out as well. So he needs a good balance. Obviously, he's getting used to it. So we'll see how he goes. But I think he can be a little bit of a problem if he starts tinkering too much. Like I said, the James left back, which look, he worked. He's played well there. He's done well. Going to 2 defensive midfielders, and the Gusto one has not worked out at all. So some
And
good, some
I wanted to
okay, some no
again.
good.
You weren't here on that day, so, but let me let you drop. I wanted
Yeah,
to. Hopefully, I don't lose my what I wanted to talk. I wanted us to talk about. But go ahead. Let's hear you.
yeah. Did you have a question, Coach? Or
Yeah, I wanted to talk about how I believe the tactics he used against Manchester United, it actually worked. For me, tactically, we were excellent that day. I'd say it was. I told people, to me, that was a good result, and that's because Man United, if you remember, they're just like Arsenal to us at these days. I get it. Our rivalry with them is defined by our success because they were, you can say, mopping the Premier League stadiums with our opposition players until Roman and Mourinho arrived. They didn't like that, so we become serious rivals, and not like they're in London or everything. If they're the sort of team, just like Arsenal, if they've lost 999 games and their next attempt to win a game, if it's against Chelsea Football Club, they show up. And I
yeah,
told people, had we gone into that game with a scattergun approach, chances are we'd lose it. Even as defensive we were as defensive as we were on that day, we did concede a lot of chances.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, and had we gone into that game with the usual, again, with our confidence that we're gonna score the opposition, we would have maybe scored 3, but they could have. They're capable of scoring 4. Honestly, so I think it was a good approach. The manager doesn't want to risk too much now, and that's exactly what Pochettino didn't do. He didn't know
Yeah,
how to play with the balance, given what he had at his disposal at the time. Maresca did tweak things because he's seen, yeah, we do score a lot of goals, but at the same time, we do concede a lot. And you cannot outscore every opposition. It's really that simple. I don't know why people look at that game and say, yeah, we were off. No, in football, every time you see 1+1, it doesn't equal 2.
hmm
Yeah, but go ahead if you have anything to add to that. I think the approach was good. It worked really, but a lot of people, because we didn't win that game, the discussion will always be a Manchester United that are 29th in the table. We weren't able to beat them. I think he knows what he's doing. We're not quite there yet, but go ahead.
yeah. Look, he knows what he's doing. He's being a little bit safer. We've seen that he's being a bit safer, like we say, to cover the
Which your ex
defense.
didn't do.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He would have just continued. Yeah, and that's why we lost games. When we lost games. 4-1, 4-0. Yeah, we lost games. Um, it's good. The tactics weren't bad, Coach. I have no problem with the tactics. I only have had a little bit of problem with, for example, Gusto playing in that role and that position. So the tactic wasn't bad. Why? Because the player that had the most forward touches in the opposition's forward, who do you think that was? He had 40 touches, over 40 touches in the opposition's attacking phase. So in that 10 position, Gusto had 40 touches in the attacking position in the Man United's attacking half.
But which
How many
again, which
chances
led to him
did he create
having
out
some
of those
awful
40?
touches. Go ahead. Sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize. Go ahead.
So out of those 40 chances, touches that he had possession of the ball in that position, he was only able to create one chance from that. One chance. And that is because he's not a number 10. He's not a, that's not his game. He's not really an assist guy. He's not, a playmaker. He doesn't shoot. He's not a shooter. He doesn't shoot, at least if he has shots. Yeah, no creation, no shot. Basically, we wasted a lot of possession. Like I said, he had the most possession out of all the players in the attacking half. Now, for me, that should not be Gusto doing that, because you're wasting possession, and we did waste it because we actually played really well. We sliced through Man United so many times, but when the ball got to Gusto, it all broke down.
Yeah,
And to create
and
only
I'm
one
going to
chance
say
from your
this:
most
even
attacking
Kukurea would do
player.
better again if he gets into those positions. And I'm still going to say, had we gone into that game with the scattergun gone approach as usual, and not play with the sort of balance we played with, we conceded a lot of goals. Chances are we would have conceded twice as much and probably end up losing the game.
And I agree,
So
coach, and I'm fine with
yeah.
that. I'm
Mm.
absolutely fine. Like I said, the tactics were good. It's the personnel that he put in in that position that was the problem, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have Gusto having the most touches in your opposition half and not creating nothing, not shooting, at least to lead to something. We only created one chance from the most touches out of everyone. So
Yeah.
to me, everything was good. The tactics were good, but Gusto playing so high in that 10 position, it worked amazingly because we got through them and we did the triangles and he got the ball. But once he got the ball, that's it. He broke down, and that's exactly what happened in the game. We sliced through Man United most of the time. When we got to the last attacking phase, everything broke down and nothing worked. And to put Gusto in that position and to give him the most touches of the game as in an attacking position for us, well, that's not going to work. And he hasn't worked the game before that, and he didn't work against the Manchester United game. So that's my only little, yeah, if you had someone else, and Gusto didn't work, yeah, he's good, he's better defensively, but he wasn't sprinting back from 10 to go back into there wasn't time for that. He was way too far up the pitch. So I think that was one that wrong decision, as in wrong personnel to play in that position. But the tactics, like you say, I was fine with the tactics. No scattergun approach, more defensive. I'm fine. We're more solid. But I think just the personnel is the only issue I have with. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. This here, Ben Wilber, talking about Mudryk, emphasizing his pace. Emphasis on his pace. Chelsea have recorded a passing accuracy of 93.5% over the opening 2 Conference League fixtures. Okay. I thought it was just overall. There's a chance we see the same 11. Yeah. At Panathinaikos with Christopher Nkunku potentially leading. I think probably he starts. Should the goals rain down on Noah this evening? Okay. Chelsea could create club history by netting 4 or more goals in each of their last 5 European fixtures. Nothing serious here again. I think we should just move on. Training photos here, nothing new. Callum Hudson-Odoi on leaving Chelsea. I joined Chelsea at 7 and left at 22. I spent 15 years at the club. It's crazy. It's mad. I cannot lie to you. It's crazy. I was mad just knowing the same place over and over, where it is every ins and outs. He wanted to leave, but I know a lot of people blame Thomas Tuchel at the time. He wanted to leave. Thomas Tuchel was deploying him in the wing back position, and which, if he understood that it was the application that matters, yeah, you're expected to contribute defensively, he could have stayed, but he pushed to leave, and the departure didn't really work out. Levi Colwell, I'd say from last year when Maresca, obviously wasn't here, I think we still had that togetherness, but it just needs that extra bit. The detail is in what he did say. That extra bit, I'd say, it just needs good coaching.
The manager, yeah.
And the manager knowing what he was doing. That's how I read it. Unfortunately. Any other thing on Levi Colwell and Enzo Maresca. So this follows the previous comment from Levi Colwell, which reads, like I said already many times, the bonding he's created between the players has been amazing. And on the pitch, everyone can see that, and it's amazing to be part of it. Yeah, so barbecue doesn't always bond people. I'm not reading that again. Maybe we'll come back to it. But let's move on. If we still have time, we'll come back to it. So apologies for that. Let's see what people in the chat has to say. We don't have too many comments here. Could you need to sing Two Faces song? Nope. Good morning to you too, Chelsea Ultra. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And my bro, the prince is here. That's the bunch. He says, big up Kuchila, big up everyone. Please, Kuchila, I want to ask, sir, do we have a plan B in terms of tactics? Because I realize that Maresca find it difficult to sub a player, especially when things seem not working. I'm guessing, what game are you referencing? Probably the United game. We do have plan A to Z. And sometimes you can't even know what the plans are, but in most cases, you'd have to take a step back and look at how things change to realize, yeah, he changed things. He changes things like this. It doesn't take him too much time to change
And he's
things.
taking players off at halftime, so
Yeah, and he's taking players up. Yeah, exactly, off at halftime too. So just calm down, give him time, bro. I think he's all right. All right, what else do we have here? We move on. Not too many news items here. I'm tired of reading players' comments here. I don't want to start coming across as if Colwell and Maresca, the day Maresca will leave Chelsea. Yeah, I sense that too. He really likes him. Anything else? Nothing serious again. I don't want to talk about this guy again. A lot of them will never come up the level. Yeah, this guy has shown that level too. But again, we're judging him unfairly. I'm not going to get into that argument. Let's see. I don't like to hear Ian Wright talk about Chelsea. Ian Wright, we Arsenal normally do well against Chelsea, but this Chelsea team have got a different swagger. Oh, good point. I like that one. So now I agree with him. Yes. Secondly, James' potential could not be seen. I don't think the way the approach, his defensive, the defensive act as you can say aspect of his potential was what was needed the most, and he delivered. Except for those ill-timed jumps. I think a few, but I can remember one quite vividly that could have led to us considering the goal. Secondly, James's potential could not be seen when he's being deployed. Yeah, but playing Gusto at right back and James at left back makes team imbalance. Histon, my understanding, whatever he did that day worked. I don't want to go into detail. I think on that day, James is he could say the aspect of his potential that was needed the most was his defensive aspect of his potential, and it worked. Do you agree with me?
yeah, I do. I think he did very well. He had another really good game, and it was on the left. Being left centre back or right centre back, looks James can pass. His passing is too good, and he can play
And
those
yeah,
positions no
yeah.
problem. So I don't think it would have been much of a difference. Like I said, the only thing I have is we're already playing with two defensive mid. So Gusto going inverting, but inverting to the 10 and not inverting into midfield because we don't need another defensive midfielder because we already have two sitting defensive midfielders. So, and Gusto wasn't able to get back, and we considered a lot of chances because of Gusto could not get back in time. So I think that's the only problem that I saw with it. The rest I was fine with. I think he did pretty well. The tactics were pretty good. That was my only concern, and that's the only issue I had with it. But James playing left centre back is done just as well as playing right centre back, so I don't see it too much of a difference. But I agree, we do have Cucurella there, Vega, but especially Cucurella. He brings a bit more. So on that left side, so I still want to see James back on the right side, not on the left side as well.
Yeah, I think the manager's priority right now is to again to solve our defensive issues. I think he will go back to every player being as offensive as they want to be on the pitch. But right now, you have to follow the manager's instructions to a T without too much freedom. I
Would
hope
you
you
say,
understand
Coach?
my opinion there.
Would
Sorry.
you say that Maresca, this last 3 sort of games, 2 to 3 games, he's been playing for the result, to get a result, as in not to lose,
Especially,
but
I would say
try to
that
win,
definitely
but
against Manchester
a draw, at
United.
least
What
a
was the
draw.
other
He's
game
playing for
again?
the result.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I have nothing against that.
Yep.
And I'll go back to saying That was one of the things that Mauricio Pochettino and Graham Potter didn't do. Yeah. So I'm glad we have a manager who's
especially early
realized,
on.
yeah,
Especially early on.
especially early on, yeah. And we were
Yeah.
calling for him to, just play a bit conservative. Try again. It doesn't matter. And Houston, what was I going to say? Um, Look, he realized we score a lot, but we concede a lot. So go back to the drawing board, start from the back, and start fixing things. The same thing Thomas Tuchel did. We had defensive issues, but he had to adopt an approach that ensures we have a solid defensive line that starts from the midfield. But yeah, that's by the way. Let's what else we have here. What agenda is Coach cooking this morning? Go with Chimera, the agent from the H place. Gusto needs to play this match for Kukura to play the next one. It's up to the manager whenever he decides. I'm all for it. The United game was probably the worst I've seen because we didn't win, and because probably going into that game, you thought it was going to be, we were just going to mop the floor with them. James had a very good game, but Gusto was one of the worst players in that United game. Several occasions, he actually had opportunities. He couldn't make use of it. Houston, I think we're judging him how the average fan judge players. No matter how well you do, mistimed shot and mistimed touches can lead to, you can say fans concluding, you were awful in that game. But yeah, I don't.
Just to add to that, Coach. Sorry. Yeah. So I mean, Gusto had worst game, but he's never played there in his life. He hasn't played as a 10 ever. So he didn't know what to do with it. I don't blame that as much on the player. I blame that more on the coach, because you put a player in a position to play that doesn't know what to do there. And when you get over 40 touches there and you only create one chance from it, I hope he's just seen enough with Gusto that he's there. We've seen it twice now, 2 games in a row. So I just hope he's seen enough to make that call and say, okay, I shouldn't be playing there, especially when we already have 2 defensive midfielders. So we're playing a 3-2 already, 3 defensive, 3-2 at the back. So Gusto doesn't really need
already,
to
if it
be on
is
the pitch. We
4-2,
can have an attacking
3-1,
player on the
which
pitch,
means we're
Coach. That's what
playing
I'm
with
trying to
6
say. It doesn't need
defensive
to be
players.
Gusto
Go
there.
ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be Gusto there. He should not be in that position.
Let's see. He says that James had a very good game, but Gusto was one of the worst players on the pitch in that. There's several occasions he actually had opportunities. He couldn't make use of them because of how Palmer were handled. I don't think Palmer was actually handled. Same thing, Ego. I get back to saying also the approach, the manager's tactics, you could say didn't allow Palmer, the sort of, you could say, was the more correct language, not really the
Just involvement.
didn't allow
Coach.
Palmer express himself as he usually does, in my opinion.
Involvement and expression, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Involvement, yeah.
Gusto
So
took the touches away and the positional play away from him because he was there in that spot.
Yeah. That's how I see it, and I'm serious about that. So let's see what else we have here. Let's get to, is it this guy here? Yeah, this one here. What am I losing here? Just give me a second. Do I have the wrong window there? Because I have this here. Okay. How do I have it in 2 places? I don't know. So we're here. I don't want to talk about Ian Wright, or what's his name again. Why do I have that here and this here? So I had this last week, maybe. I can't see my screen. Okay, there you go. I don't want to go to the league table. Maybe just leave it. I don't want to do anything that will lead to me getting back here being an issue. So let me go back to the other window here, which is this one. Is it this one? And go here, since I have fought mob here.
You're talking to yourself, Coach.
Yeah, I know you guys can hear me too, but it's crazy. If you can help me, I'd appreciate that, where they are in their table.
I think they're 3rd or 4th. I can't remember. Right.
3rd or 4th. Okay.
3rd or 4th. Yeah, but it's early on, so yeah.
Okay, their top scorer he has in the competition has 1 goal. His name is Pinson. Nkunku 2 goals. Pinson has 1 assist. Matches played, he played 2. Nkunku played 2. Okay. Any other important stuff here? They are in much better form than us. In 5 games, they won 4. I don't think there's no insights here. Only
The
one
only
insight:
interesting thing,
unbeaten in
sorry,
7.
coach, to cut you off.
So
The
go
only
ahead.
interesting thing I've seen, they're 3 to 4 games behind the rest of the league. I'm not sure why. They've only played 10. The rest of them have all played 14 or 13 games.
So by the time
So
they
they're
play the
really far
games in hand,
behind.
they probably be top in the table.
Yeah, so that's their third. So if they were to play those games in hand, they could be basically tied for first, or yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. So we're unbeaten in 7 home games, but at the same time we haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 games, which I told people that led to the manager taking a more, you could say, cautious approach, a more balanced approach. Yeah, that has led to us not scoring too many goals, but at the same time we're not conceding quite a lot. I think that will go a long way to us, for us, because you're dealing with kids. You're dealing with kids. And before I continue, I'd like to remind you that as much as winning can become a habit, losing can become a habit too. And that's especially true the case if you're dealing with the age bracket of the sort of players we have in our squad. But that's, by the way, in 5 games, Noah F.C. Noah, they've lost just 1 game, which they lost by 1 game. They lost to Rapid Wien.
that's in the Conference League.
In the Conference League, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So in 5 games, they've lost 1-5. And in those 5 games, wow.
Yeah.
2 high scoring games. So they've scored a total of 11 goals, 12 goals, 13 goals,
14.
and conceded just 1. So they scored a lot more than us. Yep, we scored 5 on the 1 here, 4 here. That's a 5 in total. Plus 2, 7. Plus 1, 8. So they scored a lot more than us, and we've conceded a lot more than them. And we considered 1 here, 2 here. That's 3. Again, it was okay. That cup game against Newcastle United, considered 1 here. That's 4. 1 here. That's 5. 2 here. That's 7. So we've considered a lot more than them. But here's the thing: given the strength of the team in question, the quality of players they have, I think it makes sense to actually throw away what the numbers tell us, or what the team form tell us.
Pretty
But then
much.
again, it's important to also conclude you just cannot script football. It's really as simple as that. Dante, go ahead if you wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's hard to compare with teams like this, coach, because as you see, they're beating 6-0, 5-0 in their league. Like I said, they're one of the top teams there. There's a big gap between them and some of the teams in their league, and there's a big gap from them to us. So yeah, big gaps. The games that they played in the Europe Conference League, they lost against Rapid Vienna, which not one of the top teams. That's in Austria. I'm pretty sure that's the Austrian team, one of the one that finished third in Austria, or third, I think, in Austria. So yeah, they don't really play strong teams that much. Like I said, they're quite dominant. They play attacking football. They like to, basically play like we did at the start of the season, throw everyone forward. That's because the quality of the opponent is never there, so they can get massive wins. But they have to change the whole system, everything, the way they play against us. And they did that in the Conference League against Rapid Vienna, and that they went really defensive. So yeah, they don't really have the players to play defensive. That's the problem, because that's not how they're set up. But yeah, so that should make it even more, the gap even wider for us. So that's why.
Yeah, I hope so. Again, changing 11 players, irrespective of how men's games they've played together, never easy. Any strong enough team will cause some damage if you make 11 changes. All right, nice to see you, Chimera. I believe I've said hello to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And just talking to Chimera there, our players need to help Parma out, because we all realize that since Liverpool match, teams now understand that marking Parma out, they actually solve 40% of their problems. So we should have you can say, an alternate plan. I get where you're coming from, but I think there's a lot more to him. He hasn't not bad yet. I think the approach on
had
2
chances,
occasions,
but
the
he
approach on
has.
2 occasions has been one of our biggest problems. But go ahead, Dante.
Yeah, look, Palmer's had chances to score, even though he hasn't had much of the ball. He still had chances to score. Just haven't been taking him lately. But like he was saying there, how the teams are trying to mark him out and double him, or even three players at him. That's why Maresca put Gusto next to him in that position to drag a player away from him so he can have more of the ball. But it worked the other way. They still doubled him and they let Gusto free. They let Gusto get the ball, basically, Man United. They let him have the ball because they were seeing that he doesn't know what to do with it in that area. So they still double marked Cole, and it kind of worked, but it didn't really work. The tactic, it worked because we got all the possession from it, but it didn't work that Cole had much
Yeah,
less
we had
touches
poor productivity on the
than
day.
Gusto. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Guy, to start, Nkunku has no business starting after that performance against Newcastle United. I think he still starts over Margui, but let's see. And it'd be nice if Margui starts. Then Nkunku maybe gets a chance to start in the Premier League. And Nkunku and Jackson can actually be in the same game, but that probably would need a change in structure. Right is quite fair with Chelsea compared to those Man United and Liverpool fans. Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, but so far the coach is doing a great job, a great work. Just improvement needed, and with time, I believe he will get there. I think we are ahead of time, just like the manager himself has said. Yeah, we're not quite there, but we're making good progress. And I'm happy that he's smart enough to realize, yeah, we're scoring goals, but at the same time, we're considering a lot, even though we're being a little bit more pragmatic, or maybe he's paying attention to, you can say, we've approached the game in a more balanced way we're starting to approach games in a much balanced way than usual. Yeah. I think he's doing the right thing, and I'm not too
I
concerned.
think, Coach, sorry, I think the
Yes,
schedule
just
has
one
a lot
second,
to do
Dante.
with it
Even
as
at
well.
that, what I wanted to say, it was this: even as cautious as we still haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 games. So think about how many goals. Yeah, with shipping, had it not been the fact that he started being a bit more pragmatic or playing with a bit more balance. But go ahead, Dante. Sorry about that.
The schedule, I was going to add the schedule. We've had the second toughest schedule to begin in the Premier League. So we've played we're gonna play all top 6 teams basically. So after that, it's gonna be a lot of games in a row, a lot of games that it's all mid-table to low table. So I think Maresca's taken that into thing. He's like, let's get some points here now.
Squeeze as many points as we
Yeah.
can out of these games.
I know a lot of coaches say, "Oh, we don't look to the future. We look game by game, blah blah blah." No, that's not true. They look at the schedule and they look at the strength. When there's a strong schedule at the start of the season or at the end of the season, it's different. I think he's had a look at it. Like I say, him being the micromanager he is, he's definitely looked at it. And the last couple of games against strong opposition, he's like, "Okay, let's get points. Let's not lose. Let's get a result and at least get points. We win, but at least we probably won't lose. We'll draw." So the Liverpool one, unfortunately, didn't quite work out as well, but we definitely deserve to probably even win that game or at least a point as well. So
I mean,
we're
there
just
are
unlucky with some
factors
of the
you
calls
can
on that
blame
one.
that loss on. Poor officiating
Yeah,
being one of
but
them, in
I
my
think he's
opinion.
looked at that. Like I said, we've had the second strongest start, like the schedule. Basically, when we play Arsenal, we're playing I think Arsenal, and then we've played, I think, nearly all the top teams. So it's going to get much, much easier, and we're going to play a lot of the mid-table and to low-table teams. So there's going to be a good long run for us to go on some good runs and pick up proper points. And I don't see Maresca against those teams playing with 2 defensive midfielders. I really don't.
Oh no, he will. We will face them in a manner that it would be on them 90 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think he will go that defensive against some of the lower teams. I think he will change that up. We saw that earlier in the season as well. So I think that's a bit of the thinking behind it. The schedule, let's get some points and then we've got a great run coming up after. That includes in Europe as well, obviously FA Cup, but yeah, we're not going to play many tough teams as in, top table teams. It's all lower table teams. So yeah, we should be we're pretty well positioned, even though we're top four, so it's a great position. But we're actually really well positioned because we've got through a lot of the tough games already so far.
Yeah, more likes, people, more likes. And if you're following the show on X, we appreciate you. Please take a second, drop a like on the show for us. And also do subscribe to the follow our X account to help us get to 5,000 followers. And let me read this again. Gui has no business being on this squad. He's not good enough. Let me say this. One of the reasons I think he's probably going to find, and Dante was the first person to actually single out how he's not going to be playing quite a lot when he joined us, and I thought otherwise at the time, but I've come to the realization, first of all, him getting game time, especially in important games, is going to be difficult because the manager clearly does prefer number nines that are capable of dropping deep, participating in the play. I haven't seen enough that you can say that confirms that he's capable of doing that effectively, dropping deep, participating in the play, hold up the ball, create chances for your teammates. No, if anything, the things I've seen is that he has a lot of energy, can run a lot, can press very well. But beyond that, under Enzo Maresca, you have to do a lot more. And that makes it difficult for him to fit in perfectly. And here's the thing, that leads to me saying, I'd like you to see Victor Osimhen in the same light. Put aside his goal-scoring repertoire. The truth remains, he's not Maresca's type of number 9. If we sign him, Maresca, if he's on the pitch, something would have to change for him to do well. You'd have to play in a manner that accommodates a traditional number 9. And Marc Guéhi is more of a traditional number 9, not even a hybrid number 9, in my opinion. Don't have enough to be a hybrid number 9. Yeah, because I'm not sure. Like, I don't think he'd be effective on the flanks, either left or right. It has to be central. He press very well. I don't blame him, and that's I know where you're coming from, probably because you haven't seen him play enough to. I don't think it makes sense to just conclude that he's a bad player. He's not. But overall, what I can say for sure, he's not Maresca's type of number 9. It would take Maresca changing his approach to accommodate him and then be effective. And usually when we play in a certain way consistently, playing with a fluid approach consistently, and then you put on a traditional number 9, he will struggle because we've not been playing consistently, even with good instructions. We haven't been playing in a manner that you can say the traditional number 9s get the sort of supplies they get whenever they make good runs into the box. Yeah. But that's, by the way, I appreciate you for that. I don't know, Dante, if you want to add anything to that before we scroll down, and then we go into the lineup prediction exercise where I have you select your 11. If I disagree with any of your selections, then we'll talk about it. But let's hear you, Dante.
No, I'm good, coach. You saying that I knew better than you, I'm happy with that.
So that was the only thing you heard, right?
Did you say something else?
Oh my gosh, that just taught me a lot about you out there. All right, where were we, Monkey here? And Nkunku is brother cannot even compete with Jackson. I think they're two different profiles. He can start. He just needs to keep working. And we read something that did confirm the manager, as much as he would want to give you a chance, but if because you don't play in the Premier League and don't train well during the week, you won't even get a chance to play midweek too. So that makes sense. He had to just keep working hard.
Before you move on to that one, just a question for you and the chat. Say if Palmer is not available to play next game or next 2 games, whatever, who do you think Maresca will put in behind Jackson? Do you think he would put Nkunku there, or he would put say Felix there? Who do you think he would play?
I'd say Felix. Felix is more equipped to fulfill that number 10 role.
I think Nkunku, to be honest.
You think?
Yes.
Possibly.
Why? Because
I don't know, but in my opinion, I think it'd be Felix.
Why? Because he played him there all preseason. He played him in that position all preseason. Nkunku, that is. He was our best player.
Just a few games, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was our best player in preseason, basically. Even Maresca did say that, and he actually said that in the press conference earlier today that he's been our best after Palmer, and that he's been our best even in preseason. He was our best number 10. So
Really?
a little bit of a hint there. If I think we might see something like that.
We could, but let's see. The real problem Chelsea has, Giovanni Giaftanasi is in defense. Yep, which is why the manager is. We're starting to see a more cautious approach from him, even though we're capable of scoring 10 goals per game. But at the same time, we were conceding quite a lot. So now he's adopted an approach where he'll have more defensive players on the pitch than usual. You cannot win games when you lick goals like Chelsea does. We can criticize our attack all we want, but the defense, yeah, is an issue. I agree with you. Make silly, concede goals from silly mistakes here and there. Big up to you, to Giovanni. After nice to see you. I also think of Viega. I should be considered in the Premier League squad. He's been good. I think he will get his chance. The manager trusts him, but now it's difficult when you played in multiple positions. I get it. He's versatile, but sometimes your versatility can be an issue. But if you manage to place it consistently in a particular position, and usually it's easy to nail down a place in the team. He should play a centre back for Fofana. I don't trust Fofana still until he becomes polished. Right now, he's not as polished as I would like. He makes a lot of mistakes, always in a hurry to make decisions, and in some cases doesn't time his tackles perfectly and gets dribbled like he started playing football today. I don't even trust Colwell defending, but I'd rather Colwell than I'd rather a pairing of Tosin and Colwell. And look, Tosin's time will come, except if the manager doesn't like him. It's just my opinion. I don't even trust Colwell's defending. Yeah, I don't either that much, but I think he's improved
At least
so
Fofana
much.
had a good game against Manchester United, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Next transfer window should want no. We still have a Salmino who would join, but it's up to the manager to decide. Maybe we'd look to sign a more experienced centre back, and it depends on outgoings too. But we're here in the club and looking to sell the Chelsea and looking to sell Benoit Badiashile. I'm not surprised. There's a good player in there. Whatever it is, maybe they believe they can fix it, and it looks like Maresca likes him. It looks like he likes him. Maresca had no say in what Chimera, agenda merchant like you. I'm listening, Chimera, talk to me. Maresca had no say in what? I'm
I
a
don't know what
bot,
he's
talk
saying
to
there. To
me.
choose the
Yeah, go
team,
ahead.
or I'm not sure what he's saying there, but anyway, I
Probably
think
in the
he's
signing,
saying,
maybe. I don't know.
well, signings. Yeah, signings are a little bit. Well, if I'm not, he's not talking about Nkunku. Nkunku he had no say over because that was before. So that Nkunku doesn't matter. The other players were already there, so I'm not sure what he means by that.
I'm not sure either. He's confusing me. You know, he's into agendas, so let's just leave him. Uh, he says, yeah, basically in all the purchases, the ones that were
Yeah, of
signed
course.
before he joined us, but the ones we signed after he joined us, he's aware. He spoke to João Félix. Yep.
Yep.
Drusbel Hall, he spoke with him. All players we signed after he joined us, he's
Gee as
aware
well.
of
Yep.
them,
All of them.
except maybe for transactional purchases in terms of helping us balance the books in Keenan, what's his name, Kellerman, which also, but you cannot argue that he's not a good talent. He's a good talent. He's been injured. Go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
Oh yeah, Kellerman's been injured, so we haven't been able to see him. But he is a big talent.
Yeah,
He's actually he was very good for the youth ranks, and then a little bit for the second team, Aston Villa, and that. He was a good player. He's a good player. He's got a lot of talent. He's up and coming England youth international, and a lot of teams wanted him. So we haven't seen him there, so we can't judge him at the moment. We haven't seen him yet, but he was
yeah.
bought. I think he was bought for a reason. To balance
Even
the books, to
even
help.
beyond that reason, I don't think we would have opted to take him if
Well,
it's not good enough.
we
If
sold
it's not
them.
that much of a talent, yeah.
We sold the Matson for so much, coach. So yeah, it was a bit of a balance, of course. But there is quality there in the kid. He's very, very good. He's got all the attributes of a proper attacking midfielder. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised that we will see him even more than Carney Chukwuemeka. I think we'll see him Kellyman, in my opinion, because I think he also spoke to him as well, Maresca. So the players he spoke to, he gave the green light to get them. So KDH as well, coach. Yeah, I know he played. He did play right wing the last game. Game before that he had a horrible game, but he did play right wing. I'm not sure why he played right wing, but he came off at halftime. I'm not sure why Maresca would put him at right wing. I just didn't get that one either.
Yeah, and I'm still gonna say this: we didn't just sign him for the sake of it. I think Maresca okayed it. Probably they had a conversation. And I said sign him for him, and
Yeah,
look the
100% he
price.
okayed it. Yeah.
Yeah, so and he's improving really. I don't know, except for KDH. Let's see what else we have here. A coach, every player bought by the club, either with the coach's advice or not, they all get a call from the head coach. If I don't want the club to sign a particular player, I wouldn't waste my time calling that player. Have you heard João Félix talk about what he told them when he called them? So go research that. But I understand where you're coming from. As long as the manager okays the signing of a player, I have no issue. And I don't think the club will go ahead and sign the check for a player if the manager says, yeah, it's not going to work. I don't think so. It's really that simple. So I'm usually, again, football
Yeah, look,
has
coach.
changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, we are a club that we're not going to base ourselves on the manager. They're going to buy. They make the decisions. The directors make the decisions. Scouts, directors, they make the decisions who to buy and who to fit. But the thing is, the ones they want, that fits Maresca's style as well. So it works. It's a marriage. So they're pretty
Yeah, you
much
told
what
them
they
you're looking
choose.
for a left back of this profile, then they'll bring options
Yeah,
to be on the
exactly.
table.
Yeah. So it's a marriage there. They're both on the same. They're all on the same page, and that's why it's important, and that's why it's working so well because they're all on the same page. Our previous managers weren't really that much on the same page. So I think with Maresca, is 100%. We've seen him say it many times in press conferences. He knows our squad in and out. He looked at our squad so much, and it was like the perfect squad for him for his style of play. So yeah, it's a good marriage that we have there. So it's good to have that marriage that they're all on the same page.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Thank you so much. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with GFC. Go good! I know you're probably at work. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Don't you guys think some players were bought to make some profit out of them? I don't think so. Chelsea did spend a lot. It says it makes sense to make some. Yeah, it's business. Even if that's the case, yeah. But they don't just sign everybody they see. In the case of Mark Gui, clearly an opportunistic signing. And if it doesn't work out, we can sell him for a lot more. But I think it doesn't look like he's going to get a lot of chance under Enzo Maresca. If the sporting directors feel strongly about a player, let's see what he has here about a player. Most coaches will concede and take the player, but you can say top-notch coaches don't just concede; they'll tell you they don't like a particular player, especially when the coach is new. To not shake the boat coming from Leicester City to Chelsea. He had other options too, but I get where you're coming from. Poch already said the players are paid to train, not to play. That tells you everything you need to know. That really tells you
Yep.
everything you need to know. I did trigger a command. Why isn't it showing? Nightbot looks like he wants to quit. But just quickly, Dante, please click the three dots to his name. Click on go to channel, go subscribe to my bro's YouTube channel. Let's help him grow. AB, nice to see you. Go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
I know, just agreeing with you, coach. Yeah, no, it's all good.
All right. Thank you so much there. You must question there's a Poch like yes man to no, he's not. If
No,
there is certain players will be starting every games over certain players.
but even our ex, he started as a yes, but that's definitely not what happened after.
He snapped.
Yeah, so
Pochettino started as a yes man, then snapped. Yeah, so you're correct. I'm just speculating. Yeah, which we again sometimes when you don't have you can say we don't have the information to correctly say certainly that's what the situation is. All you can do is speculate. It's as simple as that. So it makes sense, and I respect you
Just to add to
putting
that,
out that disclaimer there that you're speculating. I
just to add
thought,
to that,
oh
coach.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you guys see, just a question for you and Chimera and everyone, do you see Maresca as a yes man? Do you see him being the type that they get
No,
him a plan? They get him a plan, say you need to play him every game. He doesn't. You saw already. He doesn't care. He's not going to play the players
he
he
will
doesn't
leave you.
want.
He's hot-headed. I know he can. He's proven that he's an excellent manager, but at the same time, he's not the sort of manager that would let you could say, what's the language I'm looking for, do
Forced player.
anything, maybe force a player on him. Is want to be more, even more specific. I think that's more specific. You can't do that. He will quit. And that's what those are the sort of things that define a top level manager. Yep.
And I don't.
He's
Yeah, I don't think we have that problem
We
because,
don't.
like I said, they're so aligned and they've got the same ideas and they're thinking the same together, and that's why it works really well. I think. And that's why he's a great coach, like you said, and the top managers are like that. And they find a way to make it all work, and everyone gets along very well, and they all got the same idea in their head of footballing. And I think that's why Maresca got this job over some other bigger coaches. I think that was, in my opinion, personal opinion, I think that was one of the biggest ones, the reasons he got this job.
Maresca, if that's the case, he'd be playing a KDH over Noni Madueke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not like that, really. I don't think he is. But yeah, let's see. Certain players are starting every game, like Poch. Like Poch is a favoritism. That's a clear indication. Between No, there's not. I don't think so. Honestly, I
Not
really
yet.
don't think so. But
Not yet.
you're
He's
entitled to
been
your
pretty
opinion. Go ahead,
ruthless.
Dante.
Only one comes to mind, and that's our keeper.
Oh yeah, that's because Heston. That's because it's your belief that Jorgensen is a much better goalkeeper. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this. I know I've said this before. You told me that was probably how the manager wants him to play. I think Jorgensen. I think what's his name? As much as I believe that Jorgensen is a much better shot stopper and comes across as more comfortable on the ball than Robert Sanchez, the truth remains, if you follow our games, given what we know about how Maresca likes his goalkeepers to operate and apply themselves on the pitch, I think Sanchez he's perfect at that. If you put aside,
Yeah,
you can say him averaging a single mistake every game, high level mistakes actually that you could argue we could have considered up to 6 goals from them, but we've been lucky the oppositions they haven't punished us consistently. So my point is this: he knows where how the manager wants him to be in terms of his movement when we have the ball. Um, Jorgensen comes across as a bit reluctant to leave his line, and he's still a kid. I think he will get there. He's still 22, isn't he? Right?
and that's my point, coach. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but beyond that,
Favoritism, but
yeah,
there's
not
the other one's
favoritism
not
in my
quite ready
opinion.
yet.
He's not ready yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, he's definitely favoring this guy over the other guy just because he likes him better, not because of the point I just made.
No, I don't. I think there's just no other option. He's not 100% ready yet. He wants to see a bit more. Like again, we don't see what happens in training and behind the scenes. Again, I'll go back there. I think he wants to see a bit more from Jorgensen. Obviously, he's playing him in the conference. He's going to play tonight as well. So he just wants to see a little bit more. Probably, you keep saying, I
Yep.
keep saying, but it is inevitable. I think the change because he will make more mistakes, Sanchez, and the time will come.
Yeah, if the mistakes, yeah, I think I get where you're going, but let me not do a tapping on you. Go ahead, I'll let you drop.
No, keep tap in, coach. Go ahead.
I was going to say if the mistakes become too much, then the manager wouldn't mind how well or not Jorgensen understands how he wants him to move around in front of the 18-yard box and all that,
Yeah,
he
I know
would
you
just
keep
bring him
saying
on.
that movement. So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that Sanchez comes out and plays on the top of the box, where Jorgensen stays back and plays more
Jorgensen doesn't
deep.
do that way. Sometimes you see they can.
Yes.
Sanchez is dynamic with his movement, but he comes out more to support the play. He doesn't have to have the ball than Jorgensen does. Jorgensen comes across as a bit reluctant. I think that would change over time. And I think if the manager really wants him to come on, I think he'd drill that into him.
But I don't see that. That's where I differ from you. I don't see it. Why? Because I've seen Jorgensen do that at Villarreal
We'll see
when
him
they played.
today again. Why he hadn't done it at Chelsea, I don't know.
I
Why he
think
hasn't
it
done it at
was
Chelsea, I don't know.
it's on purpose. I think he wants him to stay deep.
Yeah, the
I
same argument you made the last time we
Yeah.
discussed
I
this.
think
But
he
go
wants
ahead.
him to stay deep to open up more space and create more space and draw teams in. I think that's 100% what he's doing. Because we are playing much lesser opposition. So if you open the field a little bit against lesser opposition, well, the game is there for the taking. You can score quite a lot of goals, and we have in the Conference League. So I think it's on purpose. I wouldn't say that if I'd never seen him do that, come out and play like that, I would have said I agree with you. But because I've seen him do it at Villarreal when I was checking his videos and looking him up quite a bit, they did when Villarreal played teams that are obviously below them because they were quite strong. Villarreal, he did that. I saw a lot of teams when they played better teams, he didn't do that. So he sat
Listen,
more
one thing
deeper.
we can agree upon, even if he knows how to do it, he hasn't done it at Chelsea. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
was one game, but
remember.
that was yeah, there was one game where he did it a little bit, but not really. Not He hasn't really done it. Um,
Yeah, that's
and
the
that's
point
what I
I'm
go back
trying
to
to
saying.
make
I
here.
don't
Yeah.
think he's quite ready yet from what Maresca wants. But we don't see stuff in training. Other stuff maybe. He wants to see a bit more. Let him settle. Let's not forget he didn't have a preseason. He came late, so there is other factors as well. So yeah, but yeah, we all know Sanchez is on thin ice. I don't think it's favoritism. I think it's just time,
No, it's not
matter of
favoritism. I
time.
think, yeah, I mean, there's a due process to follow. There's a process to follow. You can't just bring Jorgensen in. And goalkeepers usually changing them. It's not easy. And so far, you could argue we haven't been that poor that it led to manager deciding, okay, to reduce the number of issues we're having, let's start by, let's start by
Yeah.
you can say changing the goalkeeper that to go along with us. That
And
hasn't been
going
the
back
case.
to the what we said earlier that Chimera was saying as well, how the manager chooses players. I guarantee you, Maresca would have said he needs another ball playing goalkeeper. That's the reason Petrovic is not here. That's why they put him on loan, and that's the reason we signed Jorgensen because he was one of the top 3 ball playing goalkeepers in all of Europe last season, and he was
And he does
available.
the basics very well with stopping the ball
Yeah,
from
and
going
he was
into the net.
available. And Maresca would have said, "I need another keeper that that's very good on the ball." We know his shot stopping; he was one of the top as well. But the ball playing ability, left foot, right foot. You saw the filthy skill he did on Gordon. When Gordon tried to chase him down in the middle of the goal, he did that turn. So he's much better with the ball at his feet. He was a bit more nervous in that game, but he was. You can see he's got it. He's got that confidence. Sanchez would have
Calmness
never
too.
have done that. He would never have done that. Sanchez would have conceded a goal if that happened. So um, I guarantee you, Maresca had a say in us signing him. He ticked it off, and he identified as one of the keepers that he wanted. We were looking for a specific goalkeeper in all of Europe, and we signed him. So yeah, I think again, it's one of those. The management, the sporting directors wanted that type of keeper for us. Maresca wanted that, and they both chose that keeper because he was available, of course, as well. So
And I think the fact that he's still 22 comes into play. Sanchez has more experience. He will
it
get
does,
his
especially
chance.
for a keeper. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will get his chance. Why haven't we seen rotations against Liverpool and Man United among other games with lost or draw? And he says, why did certain players who played poorly play full 90 minutes? I don't have an answer to that, in my opinion, honestly, except if Dante has anything to say before we get
He
into
made changes in those
the
games. He
lineup
made
prediction
early
extras. Yeah,
changes.
go ahead.
Liverpool game, he made early changes. 50th minute, he made 2 changes. So there was changes. He had changed it. He changed the players, but I'm not sure what he's saying. The only player, like I said, is Sanchez. We just explained probably why. The other one maybe Madueke, that's got a bit of a longer run than anyone else. I would say him, but that's it really. The rest, I don't think so. I think it's just those probably two. And he backed Madueke, but I don't see him backing him anymore. I think the change will be made now. It's pretty. I think it's pretty clear that change will be made. But they're the only two that I can say. Otherwise, he's changed. He's taken people off at halftime. He's made early subs, made some late subs. But yeah, the last games, and we spoke about why, especially against Man United, and that he wanted more defensive structure. He wanted us to be more solid and not to lose the games. We had tough games in a row, so he wanted us to pick up points and not play scattergun like we played early in the season, and not like our ex. So because we would have conceded and probably lost more. So we got the points, and we're fourth on the table. We're in a great position. So
Yeah, they cannot complain no more. Nice to see you there, Lucky Senior Giovanni. After saying, to be honest, I am not a fan of a ball playing keeper. They are always poor when it comes to saves. We had Kepa. We should be. He should be an example. But yeah, how about Allison? He's an excellent shot stopper. How about Edson? Excellent shot stopper. How about Manuel Neuer? Excellent shot stopper. The only thing they have in common, when they make mistakes, in most cases, it's usually high profile. So
yeah,
yeah, and if you pay attention, those goalkeepers, they create good chances. If they have excellent, they get some at the C's. Sometimes they have the chance to help you score goals, and your midfield players. It depends on who you're playing against and how those people are approaching themselves. So that's why it's always good to have a good goalkeeper who can distribute the ball very well. I hate to you too, Kevin Murila. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. I do hope you're doing well, my Brokachilla. We have to win against Arsenal. So you remember the last time we won against Arsenal? Yeah, it's been a minute. And that's especially true under our ex. So, you're correct. I think this time we'll get a good result. What's a good result? I don't know. I think how we apply ourselves on that day. If we enter in the draw, or if we win, if we enter the draw, how we are how the effort defines whether it was a good result or not, or maybe where we are and where they are. But I think we'll get a good result on that day. And Arteta is begin starting for him to be sounding as confident as he's sounding. That's a good sign for me. Rotating defenders when you needed to win or conceding or drawn. Where have we seen that script before? Remind us, Kachila. No, I don't agree they're different. We should go for that Porto goalkeeper. I'm still not quite sure how good what's his name? Diogo Costa is on the ball, but that's just my opinion anyway, Kevin.
and he's very short too.
And yeah, and it doesn't again his what's the how do I want to phrase it? He's challenged vertically. So Dante, let's pick the lineup.
Yep, Jorgensen should be good to go.
Okay, Jorgensen, no other options. What's the
Just
name?
with the keeper stuff, what I found out, I was reading through some
Okay,
Jorgensen.
go ahead. It's not going to be that simple here for you, right?
Just a quick question about the goalkeepers. How many mistakes do you think Kepa did in all his years here with us
Not a
while
lot.
playing as
Not
that
a
led
lot.
to goals? How many of those do you think happened?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I know there's one popular one. I can't quite remember. If anything, the issues the fans had with Kepa is that he considered a lot of long range shots.
Yeah.
They don't question his ability on the ball. He's so good and calm on the ball, doesn't even panic.
Yep.
But I think because of his the fact that he's challenged vertically, plus how he concedes a lot of long range shots, just shoot from outside the box, he goes in. And that's the issue that Chelsea fans had with him. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's got shorter arms. He hasn't got a long reach, so that was one of his weaknesses, 100%.
And as Bobby would say, that's not something you could say, not his own doing.
No, it's not. But yeah, I think there's only been like 3 chances ever like they came close to scoring that he's like made mistakes. Sanchez already like quadrupled that already, but only not even a quarter of the time here with us. So there's a big like he wasn't bad with his feet. He didn't make mistakes like that where we conceded any like big chances like that or get conceded goals. So he was actually pretty good with that at the ball of his feet. Like you said, the problem was his short wingspan and long shots. That was his problem, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's say you, Dante. The back
Yep.
four.
So we'll go left back. Now I have remember we had a big argument with Vic last stream, the game before. He said, no, there's no way Cucurella would play. Vega is going to play 100%. Cucurella ended up playing, but it's gonna probably go Vega this one because of the opposition.
Mm.
And I think he will invert into midfield.
All right. So you say who that?
Vega.
Is it Renato? Is how I saved it in the database. All right, there you go. There you go. We have it.
Renato. Yeah, you put Renato. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Badiashile will definitely start on that left back, left
What
centre
you
back.
make of my argument that Maresca likes him? I think he likes him, and he's improved. I get it. He's not been perfect, but it's a back line that it wouldn't make sense to single out individual performance mistakes because the back line as a whole, it's been everywhere. We haven't you can say have a steady selection in terms of pairing, but go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, look, I think he does like him. We saw it. Did you see the press conference? Badiashile spoke. So he was the player in the press conference that he spoke earlier today.
And
So
that's usually a sign that the player is definitely starting.
yeah, 100%. So he spoke. Look, he's he's a little bit more mature than some of them, but he still comes across a little bit nervy even in the interviews. And he's not bad. He speaks very well
The guy
English.
is not 27. I think we should know that.
Yeah, but he speaks very well English too, so that's good. So he's
I
very good.
haven't actually listened to him talk, and maybe I need to go watch that again.
Yeah, go watch it because he did the interview earlier and see what you think. But I think he still was a little bit nervy at the start. He's one of those guys that doesn't show nothing. He's got a poker face, no emotions, nothing. Like he's
you
very
will lose
straight.
a card game with him, right?
Yeah, he's a poker face. He just doesn't show anything. He just same look, same. Yeah, so he's one of those type of characters. But he does say he does. You can see even in training, he has a lot of fun with everyone. So obviously he's well liked and he likes a lot of the players. So I think they get along very well. We know that already. The chemistry is really good. But yeah, I thought he would be little bit more mature, but I think he's still not quite there yet. Yeah, even though he's one of the, he's got a little bit more experience and a bit more age than some of the other players. But anyway, he'll definitely start there. So, yep, there. I think Tosin will
And just quickly, Chimera here saying Badishile said he wants to stay. I'd say
yes.
If I was you said the same if he was earning his wages, not too much compared to what footballers earn these days. And I think he's a good player. He will come good, and I think maybe we have a lot of games where he can be starting and show the sort of form he showed. While to listen to our Casemiro winners, how. Okay, Lissandro Martinez here. I understand what it's like to be. Yeah. Dante, go ahead. Who here?
I think Tosin will get his chance. Yes,
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will. We need him in that back line. I think he's going to play a lot of game, but it comes down to the opposition. That's my opinion right now. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think this Sassi will play again.
You think the Sassy plays?
Yes.
Right back. Yeah, I think that's the only time he gets to play. Yep, go ahead.
Yep. In the midfield, I think you'll have.
We have more numbers now. We have more numbers
look,
now.
I think Enzo.
Go ahead.
I think still Enzo will play, especially being at home, being captain. He will play.
Enzo with who?
So I think Enzo will probably play the deep the deep playmaker, like we saw him play. He'll be the one sitting back with Renato inverting with him, and I think we're going to see KDH there.
You think Keenan starts? I think it's probably Cesare Casade.
Yeah, I thought that last time as well, and he didn't last time either.
Okay, so you're going with KDH.
I'm going.
It's agreeable, maybe
If
him.
Enzo
I don't
wasn't
know
there,
why
I
I
would
didn't
put
save his
him.
name as KDH.
Yeah,
What?
if Enzo wasn't there, I would put Cassidy with KDH. But I think because Enzo's there, yeah,
How about in a situation where the manager has a Casade here? Casade. He had Casade here, where Casade, like the last time he played in the Conference League, he used them as a sitting six, DM, traditional DM. Who was it that paired him? That I think it was KDH had the freedom to complete triangles
correct.
whenever we have the ball. That we
Yes,
could see the same today, but that's just my opinion.
yep,
He likes again, but the last game this guy played in the Conference League, he was more like a six, more like a deep line maker, and he did very well. But
yeah. But
go
then he
ahead,
didn't
what you were
play the
saying.
last couple of games at all.
Well, there was one he played where after the game, somebody was on Instagram somebody said something to the effect of play him in his natural position, and he liked it. But go ahead.
Yeah, look, if Enzo wasn't there, yep. But I think because Enzo's there, I think he'll be the sitting, and we've seen him sit deep. Last he's played, and especially even the cup game, he's sat deep. Enzo, kept him as the deep lying playmaker, so I think he'll play there again. And yeah, I think you'll see KDH as the box to box 8, probably running around everywhere. Um, in my opinion, that's how it's going to go. But KDH last time played on the right wing, so you never know. But yeah, I'm gonna my prediction is that I think KDH will play in that 8, and Enzo will be playing the 6.
Mm. Yeah. If the two of them are on the pitch, and if it's KDH, yeah, let me change the name, Kenan. Enzo will be the more traditional. Yeah, it makes sense. Um, Yep. Okay. Let's see just quickly here. Has anyone seen Buddy Sheila make a slide tackle? I think I remember one. Uh,
It doesn't go down
uh,
very often. No.
yeah. Would allow Enzo Fernandez to play with them. Who? Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, both the Sassy, aka Disaster, and Buddy Sheila should go. Why not a trust Alfie Gilchrist? He's better. He's out. You have to rephrase this. That sounds like when Nigerians talk about something not somebody that's passed. I don't know. Maybe like a doctor out of the theater giving family members of a club.
Yeah, Gilchrist is on loan anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, he's out on loan. But I'm just saying the language he's used there sounds it's strange. Okay, on loan, yeah, exactly. You see, that's why probably Giovanni Jasta is like on loan. It's the I mean it's you have to be specific, my guy. All right, Dante, let's continue here. Okay, let's pick the other positions.
Yep. So Felix 10.
Yeah, definitely. Um and I think he's done well in that competition too. And I think whenever they get a chance to play in the league, usually we were losing and they're too eager to impress the manager, and then the missing
Yep.
clear cut chances. Nkunku in the Premier League when he came off the bench, I think he's missed like 10,000 open goal chances. That doesn't help matters. When you get a chance, when you've not been playing the Premier League, when you get the opportunity, you put away those chances, then yeah, you've really knocked on the door, maybe broken down the door even. But go ahead, Dante.
Yep. So probably see Mudryk left.
Yeah, I think he start. I'd be shocked if he doesn't start. Uh-huh.
Now Sancho is yeah, we're not 100% yet 100% if he's going to play or not. So
I
because
don't
he's
think he
one
plays
that
this game. I think probably he plays on the next game, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, he's still recovering from sick, so I don't think he's playing this game. If he was, he probably would have started, but I don't think he's playing this game. Yeah, up front. Yeah, I think Nkunku will start up front.
Okay, yeah, Nkunku here. Then we'll go back to the right. I see people saying, Marky, I don't think Gui start. Who here? Who on the right?
Who do you think on the right?
I actually have a lineup. Who did I start on the right? I think George will start.
Yeah, there is that's the feeling I get as well, that I think Tyreek George might get his first start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think George will start. Or maybe we'd see a situation where, let me talk about this. We see a situation where I don't have George in the database, so sorry about that. It's gonna be blank. I think George starts here, or we could see a situation where KDH will be here.
Yeah, that's the only other one.
Yeah,
But there's no
KDH will be here, and Kasede here.
yeah,
Kasede here.
that's could be the other way.
Yeah, I think this is probably most likely what we see today.
I just don't see the point of playing.
Go ahead.
I don't see the point of playing KDH out of position so much. You're basically setting up the player to fail, and that's what happened in the Newcastle.
It could be
game.
like this. If it's a fluid approach, does it matter? It could be like this.
No, he's never played there yet, coach. Never, has not played. That's his position for Leicester, where he played. He's not played for us there yet at all. I would want to see him play there, but he hasn't played for us there at all. That's his best position. That's why he's having a hard time, because Palmer's that can play there. Yeah, Felix, Nkunku. But that's where he played for Leicester. He played in that attacking 8/10. That's where he scored all the goals, assisted. He has not played one game for us there at all. So we haven't seen him in his best positions yet. But no, I think Felix will be there, because just the way Felix works, he has to be central, more technical, and he won't track back at all. So he'll play centrally, Felix.
You think it's gonna? Yeah. I think you just made an excellent point. If we see anything like that, then Felix will be central.
Yeah, he doesn't track. He's not the type. Yeah, especially against this team, he won't try. He doesn't work hard enough going backwards. So yeah, look, I still have Felix there. I'm going to put a surprise. Like I said, Tyreek George, a right wing. I'm going to put him as a surprise. And
you think it's going to be Tyreek George, right?
I think so, especially after what happened last game with Keenan playing right wing. He took him off at halftime. I don't see him playing there again, to be honest. I think that was a failed experiment, and I don't see him playing there again. I think George might get his first start, and he probably deserves it. He's been really good in the reserves as well. He's got pace, and we are playing, like I said, a big gap to the team that we're playing. So I think it's a good chance for him to get his first start, and just let's see what he's got. Why not? If it's not going well, you can take him off a little bit earlier, and doesn't really matter. But I think he'll do well. He's pretty good for a winger. He'll be just fine.
All right. What else do we have here? Why not?
I would basically play him there instead of KDH over KDH, because
why not Felix on the wing? I think we've talked about that. It's a risk there. Doesn't track back effectively. We have no Sancho, we have no Palmer, Neto, and Nani will be saved for Arsenal. Bet he starts KDH on the wing with a George subbing on.
Look, the other one, I wouldn't. I still would not be surprised if he chucks in Nani as the starting on the right wing. I would not be surprised at all, because I don't see him playing against Arsenal.
Nani, right?
Yeah. I can see Nani starting.
He doesn't start against Arsenal.
He did come off early against Man United as well. He came off early, and basically to let him know, look, Neto's now the starter, and you got to make it up. You got to work your way back up. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts him over George. I would like to see George there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nani starts there as well.
Yeah. This says Mudryk. Yeah, I think we've addressed that one, Coach. Do me a favor and remove Mudryk from that. Unfortunately, I can't, because he's gonna start. He just doesn't like him. It's one of his agendas.
Yeah, I know he doesn't like it, but he's been
Yeah,
doing well.
yeah. Rich money makers. Nice to see you. Big up the legend on the panel. Cole Palmer has got a box for his family. A box for his family.
A
I'm not sure I
box.
understand. Is that something you understand?
I don't understand that either. No.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about, Dante, before we call it a day?
No, I think we've gone through it all. The lineup there, like I said, the only surprise I might see George in there. I wouldn't mind seeing him start, uh, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nani starts there either, just to make a little bit of a point and just to you're now there. You're not going to play on the weekend, and unless you play now and you score a hat trick in the first half, then maybe you will. Uh, so I wouldn't be surprised if Nani plays there as well because we are at home, so it may be there. But I'll leave it with George. I'll leave George there. I would like to see a young guy get a go. When we play these teams there's a massive, massive gap in quality. I want to see the academy kids get a go, like George or Raksaki or whoever's in the match day squad. Um, Even Guy, I wouldn't mind seeing Guy up front get a go, and I wouldn't mind it because the gap is so big. Like I said, if it
Yeah.
doesn't work out too well, you can always take him off early. So it's not. But against lesser opposition, we saw Guy. He played really well when he plays against some lesser opposition because obviously the level's different. So, um, yeah. So we'll see how the game goes. But I'm expecting, like I said, a very comfortable day for us. Um, yeah, easily. We should be scoring quite a lot of goals in this one.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I meant Cole Palmer booked seats for his family for the
Oh,
Arsenal game, and anyone wants more updates on Rich Money Makers, follow him on Twitter. He's a good guy, and I hope you're doing better, bro. Sorry that I haven't checked up on you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us.
yeah. Get well,
Rich
Rich.
Money Makers, always nice to see you. Chimera saying that Carney is being wasted on the bench. He's a real potential goal. He's a younger, proper striker and needs a trust from his coach. But yeah, we don't have the luxury to give some to always give a player like Gui a coach. Maybe he gets a chance today. But he will still struggle in my opinion, and that's because we haven't playing in a manner that you can say accommodates that in a manner that's a good platform for more traditional number nines. Dante, anything else you want to talk about, bro?
Yeah, exactly what you said, coach. And also the new formats of these European competition makes it harder too because there's not if we were in the proper group, you know, and you're already qualified first, you got 3 games to go, but you're already first that far ahead, which we would be, and then you can play those players. But now it's that incentive is kind of you got to get more results, so you finish in that top, top 8, whatever it is, so you can qualify first. A little bit different. So that's kind of hindered that a little bit, I think. It's made not playing those younger players a bit harder for them to play because of that new format. But yeah, otherwise, I would want to see them as well. I want to see the young, when there's a big gap like this in talent, I think we should see more of the young guys play 100%.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And that ties in the house. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Lateness is greatness. Dante, talk
Yep.
about somebody that doesn't have discipline. That person there, not me. I always start start on time. I
Yeah, you
can't
start
even
on time.
say, yeah.
Whenever that 10 minutes goes out, you're always there. Not.
I'm quite sure nothing new has emerged. I don't know if it makes sense to check. Nothing new, except something I saw. Let me see how many Chelsea players will be in Thomas Tuchel's lineup. England releases next. What is it called? Breaking news: England confirmed final Nations League squad before Thomas Tuchel takes charge. So let's
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Please
let's
don't
see
pick
how many
James as a
Chelsea
wing back.
players. Yep, James will be there, definitely. England confirmed squad for November Nations League fixtures. Lee Carsley named his last squad as England's interim manager. Manchester City's John Stone left out. It's not been in good form. The 3 Lions will take on Greece and Republic of Ireland next week. Where's the list? I'm looking for the list. England squad for November. Is that the one they're talking about right there? Possibly.
Yeah. That's the one.
Okay. Goalkeepers: Dean Henderson, Crystal Palace; Jordan Pickford, no need; Aaron Ramsdale. Defenders: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool; Levi Colwill. Shock. Probably wouldn't make sense to include James there. Because yeah, hasn't played consistently for a while. Trent is there. Levi Colwill. Let's just look for Chelsea players. Levi Colwill is there. That's it for the defenders. Midfielders, do we have? We're not going to have anyone there. Cole Palmer, Chelsea, definitely. Sorry. I was expecting to see him in the attacking region. Forwards, Noah F.C at Chelsea is in the squad. He's going to play wing back. But still, it's an approach actually I like from him. What I pay attention to is the application, not necessarily where the players are deployed. But Chelsea fans, they don't care. Top stream, Kuchila, thank you so much. I appreciate that. On to the next one tomorrow, definitely. Or maybe later in the day. I wanted to do a watch along, but I didn't get to ask Tobeho whether he's
doing one. He's doing one.
He's doing one, okay. That was why I didn't schedule one. Even though I didn't ask him, I suspected he was going to do one. Do a live stream, Mata. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Later, I would do maybe. We'll see. I'll check my schedule. Yeah, you're actually early. Had the doctor's appointment. Oh, okay. I hope it went well. But nice to see you. And I want to say, with that, we've come to the natural end of today's show. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you enough. And I want to say thank you to Ty for finding the time to join us at Chimera. And of course, with me on the panel, Constantine Dantu, the captain of the house. I appreciate you, Chimera. Thank you so much. Who else are there? Richard Mekos, Giovanni Jafta, Lucky Scene, Ken Dorans. I appreciate you. Sorry I didn't say hello to you when I read your comment. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to all of you for finding the time to be part of the show. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Take care, guys.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play.